All right, welcome to Battletech Solaris Nights, episode 130, Hunter MacGregor versus martial law. I want to mention before we get started, we're starting a little late. Long time viewers from the ancient past will know that my cat Amore used to have this habit of going into turned on ovens in order to eat marinara sauce, tomato sauces of any kind. And she stopped for a while, and I thought maybe she grew out of it, but today I was making a deep dish pizza pie. And I don't mean like a Detroit style. I'm talking the kind where it's a barrier of solid crust that surrounds a cheeseless, like 1.5 to 2 inches of marinara meat sauce, all right? I suspect nothing. I put it in there. I bake it for 50 minutes, which is about 4 times as long as you really want to cook a pizza. I'm opening the oven to let the oven air out and give it 5 minutes to cool the pie down. Amore is in the oven just looking. So it's that she doesn't like cheese, I think. And since I don't really make cheeseless pizzas, that's why I've never known it. She still loves that tomato sauce so much. My God. So I had to wash her face off and her little whiskers, but we're here now in the correct time and place, more or less. Okay, Hunter. I feel like we get a much darker Hunter MacGregor, a Hunter MacGregor who's tried to avoid being in this exact time and space. Solaris.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's seen some things in the last 5 years as well. Dark things. Possibly they're pretty much close to the end of humanity, actually. What does he look like for you? Does he show that he hates being here on his face? Could someone infer it just looking at Hunter back at Apex Dragons once again?
Yeah, so Hunter definitely has a love-hate relationship with being back here. Like, it's all he's got left, and he now has a giant chip on his shoulder and really needs to show the world that he is on top, and the only way he can do that is by winning the grand tournament. But God, it hurts him to be back here at the stable under Ibrahim's thumb.
I feel like as soon as you arrived, he sent you, like a care package, including where your room is, like your upcoming media schedule, like a friendly hello, welcome back.
Oh, of course he did.
Well, of course, all of your mechs are intact.
Excellent. I think before anything, Hunter would want to go and see Arnav Schmid. I think he probably did this before he came back to Apex Dragons. Like, sent a Comstar message to Arnav saying, I'm coming back. Can we meet? And, as soon as he landed on Solaris, he showed up at Arnav's office.
So Arnav has gone back to not having an office.
Okay.
Arnav works out of a seedy bar called the Moon's Apostle.
Okay.
It's in the bad part of the International District. It's in the part of the the International District is around the spaceport. It's very well policed. And away from there, the further you get away from that, the worse it is. He's at the part that's like right at a district border. The policing is very bad here. You pretty much have to be famous or dying in order to get someone to come out here. Just going into the place, you're like scouted by two different groups of vagrant young men who look like they're either about to start knifing each other or maybe having a musical number. It's not really clear like what, but it's a, you know, yeah, exactly. They're staring down at each other in, you know, shirts that have had the sleeves ripped off, sort of deal. When you go in
what was
there,
the bar called? The Moon's
Apostle.
Apostle.
Yeah. Arnulf Schmid looks like someone has punched him in the face repeatedly. He's also got cauliflower ear. It definitely looks like this former mech brawler boxer captain has maybe been in a few brawls and boxes himself. Definitely down on his luck. And as you come in, he's just finishing unloading half a bottle of ketchup onto his flank steak plate, which he's now meticulously slicing the whole steak up as you're approaching before eating any one part of it. Yeah, Hunter, welcome back. Good to see you.
You look about as bad as I do. Last 5 years haven't been good to either one of us, sounds like.
You know, my people had a home once. For just a few decades, we had Rasselhag for ourselves. You know, first it was the Caretans, then it was the Lyrans, and it was the Caretans again. Then we had a place, and for a couple of decades, things were really good. And I thought maybe with Comstar backing us, we'd get it back, but they've sold us, how do you say, up the river. It's Ghost Bear Dominion now. People are adapting, adjusting. There are children who are being taught that this is the world that they live in, the Ghost Bear Dominion, that Rasselhag is a part of it rather than being crushed by it. There are people on Solaris that don't like it when I talk about how things used to be. Doors are closing. Opportunities drying up. There are people that don't remember what it was like in the old days, and sometimes you have to remind them. And there's a cost for those reminders. I didn't think I'd see you back here. When you left, it seemed somewhat permanent. You were avoiding someone.
I didn't think I'd ever come back to Solaris. I told you what happened with Ibrahim before I left. Thought I could run away from it all. The Highlanders seemed to be willing to at least look the other way should things come out, say it was all part of a black operation, as long as I kept fighting the fight.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But
you went on a pretty long trip.
All went bad on Huntress. Lost too many men, lost my command. They've agreed to keep my secrets as long as I don't cause too much more trouble for them, but much as it galls me, all I've got left is this. And so I had to come crawling back to Apex Dragons.
So
Ibrahim was all too happy to hear about me coming back and remind me that he'd offered me a shot.
He looks to the bartender, orders a double, and then orders a scotch for you. And he slides you over a tablet and he says, "Things maybe aren't as bad as they seem."
I look at the tablet.
So, you know, the interest generated in your return has made people start checking a lot of your old matches, and every time someone watches the match, you get a royalty from it. That's how being a Solaris Gladiator makes the real money. Yeah, it's not like you're instantly wealthy and famous, but you could retire on what's in this account. As long as the money kept flowing in at this kind of rate. Mm-hmm. So, Arnov says, look, you can make it into the final rounds, even champion, go out at the top, legendary matches, you've had some good ones. The one with Seth, it's very popular. You could retire. Not well. You wouldn't be able to buy your own planet, but you could get a little place somewhere, disappear into the quiet, maybe sign a few autographs at a restaurant to get free dinner once a week, something like that, you know? Put out a music CD, that's popular nowadays. Everyone does it. Have you been hearing this Sleemow crap?
I have to admit, it does bring me back to happier times when I hear it.
My son's into this shit. I hate it. It just sounds like somebody took a chainsaw to the side of a mech, but
let me ask you something else.
Aye?
Let's say I do well. Let's say I ride it all the way to the top. Let's say I'm willing to have a much more meager retirement. Do you think that with the rest of that money, I might be able to buy my way out from under Ibrahim's thumb?
Look, Hunter. He let you go. I don't know why I'm suddenly becoming Scottish, because he's Swedish. He let you go once. I know you think that he's out to get you, but have you considered that maybe you're only under his thumb as long as you're here? I think you've gone a little paranoid.
Getting stuck behind the clan lines will do that to you.
All right, look, what do you want me to do? Send some guys to go beat him up? He's an old man. We're all old men, but he's older than most of us. He'll die at some point of old age. You just have to hang in there for a little while longer.
Hunter's kind of chuckling to himself because he's like 27.
Yeah, but that's old for a gladiator.
That's old for a gladiator, yeah.
Arnoff is almost double your age.
Right.
Yeah, he is an old man. He's now at the point where he could be in a Rocky movie as the coach. You know, when I was younger, kid, I would have just boxed your ears off.
I'm just worried that that file is going to end up somewhere where it does me damage. I want to make sure that can't happen.
What was it, 10 years ago?
I'm not worried about the Highlanders. I managed to square with them. Frankly, not even worried about the legitimate Solaris police. It's been long enough, and I wasn't directly involved. But I'm sure the Bertolis, if they found out, would make my last moments even more excruciating than if I died on Huntress.
Well, sure, the clans will just kill you. The Bertolis are making a comeback. All the usuals. Guns, drugs, been a big push for both on Planet recently.
Same old Solaris.
He turns to look at the Rasselhag flag behind the bar, and he says, I don't know, Hunter. This feels different. Folks are more angry than usual. This has been a bloody tournament up till here.
Well, think on it. And think on what you'll do with your 30%. I need someone I can trust on my side, so you're back on, and you officially started 3 weeks ago.
Fine. See what I can dig up on Ibrahim Caribou, but I think you're better off looking after yourself than him.
I can't look after myself if I've always got to be wondering what's going to come out of the woodwork. And he puts his thumbprint on the pad to transfer the 30% of royalties so far into Arnov's account.
Listen, you don't need to do that. He's already He's taken his cut before you got to see those numbers, okay? Listen. He's the kind of guy that makes sure he doesn't get screwed on the, on the far end of the deal. You don't get to be an old underground blood sport mech boxing promoter by letting people push you around. I feel like as you leave, there's a saxophone that's just like maybe the rain starts to come down in the darkness.
And Hunter just mumbles to himself, one more time.
All right. Now, as you may know, things are a little different this time around on Solaris. For one thing, just going into this match gives you 1 point of stress. Number 2, you get to pick from 4 interview options. Donegal Broadcasting, Professor Williamson. You make a ringside statement with Duncan Fisher, or you ignore the media at all. This is before and after the match, and then at some point during the match, you do need to promote a Patreon subscriber's business or service. Now, I know that you are a Patreon member, so you could just promote your own, but it is a good chance to help pay back those who have, covered your bills so far. Where would you like to go?
Well, actually, before I do any of that, I would like to research my opponent.
All right, your opponent is martial law. He recently made a statement that old men like you need to be put out to pasture so that young bloods like himself, who are in their prime, he's like, I think he's like 24 right now.
3 years younger than me.
3 years is a big difference, though, in a high physical sport like this. Yeah,
true enough. That's 7 + 1, 8.
Okay, you get to ask one question.
What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? That's a great question. I'm going to tell you this then. His mech was recently famously refitted with something called hardened armor. So while those numbers are going to look really low, each point of hardened armor absorbs 2 points of damage.
And that's to all
damage types, yes.
All damage, okay.
Yes. So if it says 10, it's actually 20.
Interesting.
It's probably one of those things where, like, an invoice was on someone's desk during a promotional thing, and you did some research on some fan sites and someone had zoomed in and enhanced and then like blew it up and was like, this is it, he's got some of that experimental hardened armor.
I didn't fight him back in the old days.
I think you did. I think he was one of the few people who beat you. So he fought you in like a 50-ton Marshall. And you had a number of really bad rolls, and he had a number of really great rolls. I think he's one of the few people who's ever beaten you, actually. Let me check.
I don't even have him in my...
Yes, it was episode 69.
Okay.
You were challenging him for rank 60, and he beat you. At that time, he was a 0-3 with Natural Grace, Jump Jet Mastery, or whatever it's called, and Dodge.
I had at rank 60. I had something different in my notes, but that's okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. I will do my interview with William Williamson, or whatever he's going by these days.
He's going by William.
Okay.
You catch up with him in a guerrilla studio setup in like a shopping mall outside of Toys R Us. You know, old school. J.C. Penney, that sort of thing. There's a movie theater on the far side of the facility. You know, those places we weren't allowed to go to over the last couple of years, that sort of thing. He's just sitting on a bench with a cup of coffee, and he offers you one. Black, no sugars, no cream. He's got like 3 studio assistants who are setting the interview up around you, and he just says, Hunter MacGregor, my son says you're a good friend.
Well, thank you. I've always enjoyed talking with you, and I do enjoy your son's music. It reminds me of simpler times when I could spend more time in the mech bay working on crazy configurations.
Let me ask. He holds up a picture of what's clearly a recent arrival on Solaris, who uses a lot of clan tech or clan war era equipment. He's a masked luchador who goes by the name the Bandit. Now you know who this is, and William knows who it is, and he says, "What do you think about the Bandit? This is someone who claims to be a clan war veteran. How do you think he rates up against the kind of guys you fought with?"
He's one hell of a pilot. I've seen him fight. I've watched the film, and well, I hope that we don't end up on opposite sides.
Oh, interesting. Hold on a sec. I want to just double check. I'm pretty sure you guys are scheduled to fight, actually.
I think we are too.
You
I
are.
think you
Yes.
said that.
So if you beat martial law, it's you versus Carl Delveller, and then it's whoever wins between Bandito, Adam Kasecki, Punch Clock, or Jordan Payne will then fight you. Yeah. So yeah, Bandito is he's possibly in the future for you, I think. What do you think about this Playmaker fellow? And he pulls up another portrait between the two of you of the masked phantom of the arena who's been showing up lately.
You know, it took me by surprise to hear the Playmaker was back. I thought he'd given up on Solaris, so that's but then a lot of people said the same about me, so who's to say what ghosts may return when the grand tournament comes around?
Now, a lot of people right now are favoring Michael Cersei for the winner. How do you think you compare to him?
Does Hunter know
Yeah,
anything?
so Michael Cersei is Federated Sons. He's like Federated Commonwealth, but he's basically the Federated Sons champion on this world, on Solaris. He's kind of been around Solaris for a few years, basically since you've left, as like a loser. He's not really been very well regarded, but in this season, it's like everything is just moving out of his way. He's miraculously winning matches. You know, his mechs keep getting better. His promotional material keeps getting better. And because, you know, William is a Federated Sons fan, right? It's no surprise that he would mention Michael, who is right now rated to win this tournament.
Well, his star definitely seems to be on the rise. I guess we'll see what happens. You know, have to say that anyone who's can trace some of their training to Victor Davian, I've hard to say anything bad about them.
So you would say that you're a fan of the Prince?
I am. He saved my ass on Huntress. He and his men fought well.
Just marking down here, Hunter MacGregor, Fed Sons 1. All right, Hunter, what is your plan going into today's match?
As per always, try to put as much damage as I can out on my opponent, and hopefully I can get close enough to fight the way I like to fight.
Well, you've previously lost to martial law. How do you intend to overcome the psychological barriers of fighting a man you've already been beat by?
Just makes me all the more hardened to win.
Is there anything else you want to add, Hunter?
No, I think that's it for right now.
Okay.
Talk more at the end, I suppose.
I'll see you then. It should be noted, by the way, you have 2 points of glory going into this season.
Excellent.
Martial law goes into the arena first. I'm going to go ahead and reveal his mech in the process. He is piloting a somewhat favored mech recently. It performed very well towards the end of the clan invasion. They've been making a lot of these things. They're called the Penetrator. He has, however, ripped most of the guts out of this thing, replaced it with an inner sphere targeting computer and 2 rotary AC5s with a light engine, case, hardened armor. So technically, he's looking at 40 points of torso armor on a 75-ton mech. So he's he's a 4-5 because hardened armor slows you down. But other than that, he's a pretty maneuverable, jump jetting, really nasty hitter. What are you bringing to the field before I do his intro?
I am bringing my pre-customized custom Highlander, so that the 90-ton Highlander, the stock Highlander fitted out.
You have 2 of these now, right?
I do. Fitted out with Gauss, ER large, 3 mediums and 2 medium pulse, plus a small laser just for fun, and the hatchet and TSM.
Okay.
And the supercharger. So when TSM's up and supercharging, I can get a run of 8.
So for comparison's sake, even though the 2 of you are 15 tons apart, you almost have the same level of armor.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
Hardened armor is super nasty. Yeah. Oh boy, he's also got I don't know if it's here on the sheet. He has internal composite armor or whatever it's called for light and composite structure. That's what it's called. So it's an even lighter version of internal armor that doesn't take any critical slots to use. It's like a alternative to Endosteel. But Oath of Composite Structure doesn't sound that good. It is not, by the way, double armored on the inside, only on the outside, so. Okay. He arrives in the arena, soaring through the air on his penetrator. He set up dozens of cans on like a fence post that his people are even now like hastily hammering into the ground. And at the peak of his jump, his arms just as he lets go with a full blast of ammunition, and all of the cans are just like, you know, it's like a Vietnam era movie dramatization as the not just the cans, the fence and the earth itself throughout the whole area is just exploding. People are cheering, Marshall, Marshall. He does a slow walk around the factory and just says, with smoking gun barrels pointed directly up, I'm here to bring about martial law. It's time to take Hunter MacGregor back to school again, because he never graduated kindergarten. There's only one sheriff of the new colony region, and that's me. And like he salutes as the last bit of smoke comes out of the gun barrel of his penetrator's arms. There's no better place to live than a place where you can live and die free. The new colony region's looking for good-hearted folk like yourselves, people of Solaris. You know, people are just like, I love you, Marshall, you're the best! And somebody's like, yeah, kill him, Marshall! What do you got, Hunter MacGregor? Do we have a
We do, but I'm gonna do it live.
Okay.
So Hunter is in the bay behind, you know, in the base of the factory, getting ready to make his entrance, and it's all dark, and you know the red lights are on him, and he pushes the button and powers up his mech, and the computer voice.
Engines online. Sensors online. Weapons online. One system anomaly detected.
And there's a flashing red light on the dashboard that reads, ejection system disabled.
Whoa! Oh my god, you're insane!
And Hunter slaps a sticker for Shadow Fox Mercenary Command over the warning light, so he doesn't have to look at it.
Wow. Is this part of your... This is all part of your intro promotional video, then? I'm asking if, like, the audience is watching you do this, essentially.
No. Okay. No, that part
then you still haven't actually promoted a product or service yet.
Yeah, I was gonna do that in the end.
All right, but Pretty Beard at least.
Yes. So he punches a button and the bay doors open, and his band's RV rolls out of the gate ahead of him. His mech comes out of the gate, and the jump jets fire, and all his confetti cannons go off. And then we've got, you know, the Solaris announcer comes on.
People of Solaris, please give a warm welcome to Hunter MacGregor.
And Hunter comes into the match ready to fight.
Okay. I just want to say, normally as soon as I go live on Steam, people will message me. And throughout this, Stonar has been messaging me about his mech choices. And one of the mechs he just picked makes me want to absolutely vomit. So look forward to that, guys. It's god awful. All right.
Also, I will be for my SPAs. I will be bringing jumping jack, human TRO, melee master, and sniper.
I forgot to mention, shots that go through hardened armor have a -2 to crit.
Okay, so I get so it's only a -1 to crit for me.
So that's like if you got a through armor critical, or you destroy the last bit of hardened armor, or if you had like an armor piercing ammunition, something like that.
Oh, okay. So, but
It's
if there's
not
no
all,
armor
it's not all.
there,
If the
it's
armor
normal.
if the armor is gone as the
Yep.
weapon goes in, that penalty is not there. But it could come up. It could come up.
Quite likely to come up, it seems to me. But
How often do you get a through armor critical?
well, through armor critical, not that often, but crit when I go in. Crit when I blow the armor off, as opposed to.
Well, I knew you did that. That's why I gave this guy hardened armor, because you have all these plus crit things that piss me off.
Right.
He's got his 3 picked. Let's roll some dice. Well, never mind. I'm just gonna go home. We're done. Yeah, that's about how I figured.
All right.
I really Pondo the matted this.
I will come in through the western gate.
Perfect. Why not? Oh, I need to make a copy of this that actually has the head thing. Let's see here. I want to be able to get long range shots off at you. So I'm gonna come in here. Seven.
Also 7.
Let's reroll. 5.
10.
Okay. I don't move.
All right. I am going to jump to here. I'll give you the Eric Vulgaris die.
It's 23 hexes. It's a little outside my range.
Also outside mine.
Of yours as well. All right, so he opens comms.
Just outside.
And he says, well, it's good to see you again, Mr. MacGreggor. This time.
Good to see you as well.
Oh, we're doing that, huh?
I mean, we can.
Oh, we're using our superhero names, huh? It's good to see you again, Mr. MacGregor. Didn't think I'd get another chance to face you after you turned tailed and ran after our last match. Well, glad to hear you survived, but I'm bringing you in for the crime of being too good at being a mech warrior.
Well, if that's a crime, then I guess I gotta be ready for you.
What can I say? This town ain't big enough for the both of us. All right, let's roll some initiative. Six.
7.
You have +2?
I took ex-soldier, so I've got
+1. Yeah.
Semper Vigilus, and I've got a command mech.
Ah, that's right. This son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. The only quirk I have that is worth anything is stable. Oh, that's not that bad, actually. Stable's pretty good. All right.
Does that give you +1 to PSR?
Well, yeah, -1 technically, but yes. Yeah. I jump 4 hexes. Just because the penetrator's got those rear chicken legs so that, you know, you can hunker down when you get kicked or something. I don't know. I don't make the rules, I just play them. Sometimes. I sometimes play using the rules. A variation of the rules.
I've got us at 16.
Okay.
Can we see each other through this thing?
14, 15, 16. So this is too tall. This is only 1 tall here, so I am over it, right? Yeah, I'm over it. So we can't see each other. If we're 16 away, that means you're just outside of my range, so go ahead.
The only thing I would be able to hit you with... Oh, well, no, 16. Okay, so I'll fire Goss and ER Large. Start at 1. 1 for jumping jack is 2. 3, 4. Does this count for a partial cut for 5? Partial cover?
Yes, because it's between the two of you. It's
Okay.
partial cover, but it doesn't cover the legs because no one's adjacent.
Okay. So 5s. Goss first. That will hit right torso for 7, I guess. Since it would be 15. Does it round up or round down?
I think it rounds up.
Okay, so 8.
Okay. I think, because I've never played with hardened armor before, I think if it would fill a bubble, it does fill a bubble. In which case, it technically rounds up.
Okay.
Grimdark James about to fucking pile drive me when he watches in 3 weeks.
And ER Large also hits left leg, so 8 halved is 4.
Okay. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, man.
Now, because the question is for PSRs, does it count the original damage or the halved damage?
I think it counts the half damage.
Okay.
That's part of the penalty of having -1 running, is that it reduces the overall damage by quite a bit.
Okay, so that was so I only did 12 damage, so that's not going to be enough.
All right, let's roll some dice.
Let me just mark off my ammo here.
And
I
think it's pretty unlikely I'll go through 40 rounds of ammo, but I guess it's possible. If I fire at 6 a time, I would have enough. Oh shit, I'll only be able to go through like 3 or 4 rounds. Maybe I should have put more ammo on this thing. I guess we'll see.
12.
9. Shit. All right. I jump. Oh, fuck, he's doing math. He's getting ready to charge me.
Here's the question. No, I don't think that gives me enough advantage to bother with right now. Next time. Can I jump up on this?
Yeah, you can stand on it. I mean, he could destroy it if he could deal hundreds of points of damage to it, but I mean, come on, what is he? Made of MRMs?
I think I'll do that.
Okay.
And
10 hexes, huh? That works out pretty well for me.
oh, I fucked that up. I should have gone with the other spot. That was why I wanted the other spot. Damn it. Oh, well, that'll be my downfall.
Yeah, trust me, I've had downfalls before. All right.
Oh, that was so stupid of me.
So he has a 5 that he needs to hit, and he jams on a 2 to 4. So, 5's a pretty good number. I'm using so. Oh, it might be even lower than that. I forgot about the targeting computer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's actually he needs a 4 to hit. But if he hits on a 4, he jams anyway. So yeah, he gets the Luke Skywalker like shoot Vegeta targeting eyeglass thing over his eye as his inner circuit targeting computer kicks in, and he says, "Well, old man, I've spent every day for the past year practicing with this weapon. You better be prepared." And his penetrator like hits the ground deeply, like a deep squat, as both cannon arms begin spinning, and he puts them fully out in front of them and locks them in place using the hardened armor plates. His whole mech basically like locks down, and like little pads on his feet like it's like super stable before he goes to fire. Don't fuck me now. Give me that Ludeman luck. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Well, I got something like Ludeman luck. All right. A 6 on a 6 is 4 hits. So it's like you got hit by an AC 20. Right torso for 5.
Right torso. Got it.
Left leg.
Got it.
Left torso.
Got it.
Left torso.
Got
Second round of shots. So close. Oh, that rollover really came in my favor. 5 shots hit. First one center torso.
Got it.
Right arm.
Got it.
Center torso.
Got it.
Right torso.
Got it.
Center torso.
Got it.
So no real risk of any penetrations right now, but you definitely get a PSR, and you're starting to lose chunks off your mech. Yeah, look, he basically disappears in a wave of smoke as both of those arms begin ejecting dozens of massive shells in every direction, and I blow through 12 of my 40 ammo. Didn't need that ammo anyway.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am gonna fire because I was an idiot and didn't come one closer. I'm only gonna fire
Gauss ER.
Gauss and ER. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're at 9 hexes, so those will be mediums, so 5s. Okay. Goss misses. Where would it have hit? Right arm.
Nothing there in the right arm except, you know, the giant gun.
Right. I would take half your armor off.
Is this man about to re-roll?
I'm gonna spend the edge.
This is a man who disabled his ejection system.
That hits.
Spending edge freely. Okay.
So right arm for 8.
Right arm for 8.
And the ER misses.
Okay.
I just double check that the ER is short as 7. So let me update my sheet here.
Have you done the PSR already?
I did the PSR, yeah.
I really need you to fall down for me to win this match. You have so much armor, I think I'm gonna run out of ammo before I get through it all. Honestly, this isn't martial law's fault. This is my fault. All right, a 5 initiative.
Uh, 11.
Okay. You are capable of running from there because it's only 2 steps down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can get closer without putting myself in too much threat. I mean, I'll still be under threat, but if I was winning initiative, I would just stay perfectly far away from you, but I don't have that choice. I have to expose myself to your horrifying laser weaponry.
So you said this is 1 high? The wall I'm on?
This one is 2 high. This one is 1 high. Well, I guess this is 2 high and this is 3 high. Actually, let me... So for this to be 1, this has to be 2, and this is 3. So you can walk to this one and then drop down. Or walk to this one and drop down. Or hide behind it back here. I can't see you if you're here or here. Or even here.
Three apart?
Ooh, you're a dangerous man. Hunter MacGregor. Fucking insane. Yeah, that's 3 apart.
Oh, these don't have minimum range.
I'm sorry they aren't Gauss rifles or heavy Gauss rifles. What do you want from me? Okay. I'm a rack. I'm gonna alpha strike with the targeting computer on. In fact, I may just target something from you. I'm gonna targeting computer your center torso, actually. So instead of a -1, I have a +3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. And yeah, okay. I will edge reroll this. Wait, is that worth it? It's a 4 on a 6. 3 hits. Yeah, I feel like this choice of, yep, did not pay out. Did not pay out. Both of these shots that would have hit, had I not targeted computer, both miss. Fortunately, neither of them jam, but he does the same thing. He like does a lockdown. He points towards your center torso, right? But you jump, and all the shots go right through where you were before you jumped. Okay, so I mean, this missing those is huge. It's devastating, actually. I'm now down to 16 ammo. I pretty much can no longer win at this point.
I am gonna fire everything except one medium pulse laser.
Okay.
So start at 1, 2, 3, 4. The small laser is at long range. So the small laser will be at a 6, and the pulses are at not double ones, and everything else is at a 4. So Goss hits right torso for 8.
Okay. Wait, did you say right torso or right leg?
Right torso.
Okay, that's so much worse. Now I'm sweating.
I've not hit update if that. Okay.
No, I'm good. I got it.
Okay.
I got it. I'm down to 1 armor.
ER large hits left arm for 4.
Okay.
Medium 1 hits right torso for 3.
That's internal.
10
-2.
-1 is 9, because I've got
Okay.
-2 but plus 1. So 9, so that's 1 crit.
Yes. That's also where the ammunition is. Fucking amazing. Amazing! 5-6 is nothing. No.
6-1.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, check for another crit. When the ammo goes off.
3-5.
No, sorry. So that's a crit of 8,
so
but with the
8.
-1, it's a 7. So it
but
doesn't.
Plus 1 from TRO.
Yeah, but -2 for.
1. Okay.
Yeah.
It still counts the heavy armor penalty on the second crit.
I'll give this to you. I will say no.
Okay.
Okay, roll again to see if you hit the other ammunition bin.
6-1.
No.
That's
Just
the
roll.
one I just
Just
did.
roll one. Just roll 1 die.
Okay.
You need a 3, 4, 5.
What,
Or sorry, 4,
5.
5. Okay, so I
Use
mean,
an
those are
engine.
all gone anyway. It's 2 engine hits,
Yeah.
but you don't set off the other ammo bin on the way out. This ammo bin had 8 ammo left, so 8 times 5 is 40 points of damage. So this whole area is definitely gone. The arm is gone. There's no ammo left in the rotary AC5 on the left arm, and I get +10 heat, which really doesn't matter because I'd still be good.
I can't remember. Do you take a pilot hit with case ammo explosion?
You take 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really bad, man. This is fucking horrendous. And it's not over yet, because you could technically still crit the ammo bin. Alright. He's awake through the first head hit, but not the second one, so he goes unconscious. Please continue shooting.
Medium 2 hits right torso again. Okay. So I guess that goes CT.
Yep.
For 3.
All right.
Pulse 1 hits head. So that's 3 points to the head.
Ah, man. But here's the great thing, though, is heavy armor on the head doubles the amount of head. It's basically the most armor on the head you can have.
Oh, wow.
It's like you can get hit over and over again. Wow. Now he's got 3 head hits.
And then the small laser hits left leg for, I guess, 2.
Okay. All right. All right. So the mech just explodes, right? Like the right side of the mech is forcibly ejected off of the rest of the mech in a case's attempt to blow the explosion away from the center torso. His mech just falls forward, right? And there's no attempt to catch it. It's clear that he is unconscious in the process. However, that doesn't stop the match. If you know, like the referee is looking to you if you want to continue or not, or whether you want to just declare victory.
Hunter just fires the confetti cannons.
6 on the left side is the left leg. All right, that's not gonna be enough to do anything. But he takes a 4th head hit because he can't protect himself on the way down. So, I mean, you fire the confetti cannons, right? And they immediately send a team in there to get martial law. He's out and he's not getting back up anytime soon. Like a VTOL has to land on the field. You're in an enclosed arena, right? But it's really big. Mm-hmm. So like the emergency helicopter like lands on the back of his mech, and 2 guys with like crowbars are popping open the emergency pilot release and like dragging him out. He does not look good. There are burn marks at his temples from where the ammo explosion caused neurofeedback damage. And then it's clear that in his pilot seat while he was knocked around, it looks like he's got a broken arm as well. But the team for the New Colony region acknowledges the surrender because their pilot is clearly half dead. And you leave Marshall's custom penetrator a smoking hole in the ground. Where'd you like to go after the match?
I will go back and for an interview with William.
All right, and let's talk repair costs real quick.
Actually, I have a quick question. Was my statement about Hans Davian?
You can roll for it.
Should I have rolled for that?
Yeah, let's roll for it now.
Uh, 7 + 1 is 8.
You can choose -1 stress or +1 glory.
I will take the -1 stress.
So you're back to 0.
I also get to then activate my outsider move, Patreon. Once per appearance, if I make a statement on a 7+, I can reduce the wealth cost of my next repair.
Okay. Which means it's going to end up being what? External on a
free.
custom?
External custom. So I've got Mech Tech and Patreon, so I think it's free.
My God. Still takes two rounds, but yeah.
I'll tell you, I would give you this option. If Patreon, if I could use instead of the -1 repair cost, -1 week.
No.
Okay.
No. I like the idea that they're like, we're just going to use whatever we have lying around to patch this thing up. But It still takes two matches. The guy in charge of mech repairs at the base now is just like, it's gonna be 2 matches. You're like, wait, I can get you the parts faster, and he's like, it's 2 matches. Look, buddy, we work salary, we're not contract. Something like that. I'm sure some mechanic somewhere has a cringe line that I can say. For this interview, it's right outside the arena. There are people who are on either side of your, like the receiving line, right? And he interviews you on the red carpet. People on one side of the line seem to be holding up like filthy traitor to the Lyrans, where's your Northwind loyalty sign, that sort of thing. People on the other side are just holding up like victory for the Davians and like Northwind for Northwinders and somewhat more Federated Sons style. It's a simmer here. You've seen angry crowds at Solaris before, but this crowd seems to almost be on the verge of violence. Maybe you even see like weapons being passed around. Like people are passing like clubs and like selfie sticks that have been modified to have like an extra heavy end to almost turn them into a hammer, being privately passed around on the Lyran side. Hunter, once again, fantastic job out there in the arena. What do you have to say to your opponent that he'll get to see here exclusively when he wakes up?
Well, thank you, William. I always enjoy speaking with you after a decisive victory. I'd first like to thank my investors, the Shadowfox Mercenary Command, for providing me with such a great war machine. I'll say that martial laws, it said that us old men can't fight anymore. Well, I think I just proved that there's still quite a bit of fight left in me. And I'm very much looking forward to my next match.
Your next match could go either way. You'll either be facing your stablemate, Carl Del Villar. Oh, no, that's who you'll be facing. Never mind. You'll be facing your stablemate, Carl Del Villar. How do you think that match is going to play out?
It's going to be a tough match. Always hard to go up against someone from your own stable. But there can only be one champion of the grand tournament, and gonna have to go through several of our stablemates for any one of us to get there. So
we just got news moments ago that your stablemate Linhilder was defeated by Michael Cersei in the seed round.
Well, I'm sorry for Linhilder. She's one hell of a gladiator, but I guess congratulations to Michael, and we'll see how he fares further in the tournament.
Now I want to talk to you about something of a more personal note. As a Northwinder, you supported freedom and independence for Northwind.
Aye, that I did.
So you would say that any world or collection of worlds that wants to be ruled by rulers that they've chosen is the real way things should be going around here in the Inner Sphere. That we should not be ruled by tyrants who choose us, but by those that we choose.
I'd agree with that, William. I think that with everything that's going on, and now that we've hopefully pushed the clans back for quite some time, that we should be figuring out who and what we want to be as people of the inner sphere.
All right. At this moment, there's a bunch of people snapping photos, and someone is like pointing up, and they're going, "He's here! He's here!" And someone goes, "It's the Guru Savant, Mr. Money." As someone is lowered, like their helicopter lands in the street next to your car, and off steps Ibrahim Caribou. Have you seen the Tron remake, Tron Legacy or whatever?
Yep.
You know, Jeff Bridges in that dresses in like Jedi bathrobes, something like between like
between like the dude and
yeah, like he's between like a martial arts outfit and like a bathrobe. Ibrahim comes off like that in like pure white with like blue undertones, and he's got like LED lights up his sleeves and like in the base of his legs, so like he's got like street lighting essentially everywhere he goes. He walks forward and is like shaking the hands of people on the red carpet before arriving next to you. He does the thing where his left hand goes around behind your shoulder and the right hand brings you in for a grip while the both of you look at a camera, sort of deal. Do you let him cut into your interview like this? Plus, he's an old man. If you wanted to, you could just do that thing where like someone tries to pull you in for a handshake and you just yank him off his feet or something like that. I know we've all seen that recently over the last few years.
Hunter is too polite to do that, but you can tell that Hunter wants no part of this. He's you know, the smile suddenly becomes very forced. You know, he's not looking nearly as jubilant as he did 5 seconds ago.
All right. I'm trying to figure out who would be. I feel like I doubt you're gonna know this anime voice actor. Some people might though. Jameson Price. He basically is just like, Hunter, so good to see you again. Glad that I could catch up with you back here on Solaris. You've been so busy. Well, everyone, I'm looking forward to this year's champion being Hunter MacGregor. I can't see anyone who I'd like to see stand at the top of the stable more. Thank you all. Thank you all. If I could have a moment to speak with my gladiator. And he like moves to get in your vehicle with you, you know, like in the back seat.
What can I do for you, boss?
Hunter, my boy, you seem so upset. Please. Be at ease. I'm here to support you.
Okay, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
You do? Yeah?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the count from Gankutsuo.
Ah, okay, yes. You know, he's just got this very expansive old man voice, despite the fact that he's only like in his mid-30s. But yeah. Ibrahim's just like, there's no need to be so hostile, Hunter. We're friends and business partners. I don't make any money if you're behind bars. In fact, it would cost me quite a bit. I've only ever wanted what's best for your career.
I don't respond well to people having me under their thumb.
We're all under someone's thumb, Hunter. Only one can stand at the top, and I'm hoping that that's you. Can I count on you?
Giving it everything I've got.
I'll see if my people can place some discreet bets on your behalf then. Tell me, my boy, have you thought about what you'll do after you retire?
Not looking that far, just looking to the next match. It's gonna be difficult to go up against Carol.
Have you ever considered corporate consulting? It might be one way to get yourself out from under my thumb and off-world.
I don't think I'm much of a bureaucrat.
I'm not talking about bureaucracy. I'm talking about motivational speaking.
I'll think about the future once I've won.
Just see to it that you do, my boy. You can leave me off here. My helicopter will pick me up.
Hunter pulls over and...
Like, before you've finished parking, the helicopter has already just been following you the whole time. There's like a policeman nearby who's like, you can't do that, sir! You can't just... Oh, Mr. Caribou! Let me stop traffic for you, sir.
As soon as the door closes, Hunter just
wheels squealing off into the night.
Yeah, exactly.
He's proving that this really is a 10-second car. I finally got around to watching Fast and the Furious 9. And they repeatedly tried to sell me on the fact that John Cena and Vin Diesel are brothers. And I'm just like, please stop. Please stop. No. Someone was like, yeah, your heights and builds are the same. I'm like, John Cena has 4 inches on Vin Diesel. They're not even close. Oh my God. John Cena's arms are the size of Vin Diesel's torso. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything else to be said here, my friend.
Yeah, I think
any post-match knowledge?
No, I think that's it for me. I'm just gonna take down these armor numbers should they somehow become relevant.
I've saved this table, so if I need to pull it,
okay,
I'll just pull the fresh sheet. Oh man,
just in case, you know, I suddenly need a mech and this one hasn't had time to get repaired.
I mean, it seems to me like you're withholding your 100-tonner for the finale, or maybe you're holding it for a specific opponent.
I was definitely holding it for one of the other players.
Yeah, it's Varen. You're holding it for Varen because you don't.
I mean, trust me, I want to use it for everyone from the stable that I go up against because it's the superior machine. But I definitely wanted the option to me. I didn't know that it was Carl that I'd be fighting next week. So I knew it was martial law today. So after the roll, that's when I decided, yeah, I'll save the 100-tonner until I'm fighting another.
I just can't wait for you to submit to me a mech modification for a hardened armor Highlander.
If there was more time in the season,
laser reflective.
I will admit I didn't look at honestly, like hardened armor. Great, but I don't think I could put it on. But the composite structure,
freeing up internals is a big deal.
Yeah, freeing up internals and because I don't. That's the reason I didn't put endo steel on any of my builds, is I didn't have enough internals. So yeah, that would have been nice. I did not look at that close enough, apparently.
It's okay. It's a lot of weird niche armor and weapon choices now, like heavy Gauss rifle given the fact that Varen is trying to get weapon specialist heavy Gauss rifle, that means he's looking at getting one.
Yeah, I would guess more than one.
Oh my god! I think
Yeah.
I doubt you can mount more than 2. They're fucking huge, dude. They're
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
And
18 tons and how many crit
Armored
slots? A lot.
components are on the table, so I mean, he could. I mean, if that might be a thing for you to consider, is armoring your Gauss rifles, so that when they explode, they don't deal damage to your head.
Yeah,
Yeah, could be.
If I probably should have thought about that
For season 4, right? For season 4. There's no season 4. Don't believe that, audience. Don't believe that. That's a lie. All right. I'll see you in a few weeks then when we've figured out when to do. So I want to make sure all of the first round matches go down before I start scheduling the second rounds. But it'll be you versus Kane. So I don't know. We're going to be looking at 2 huge mechs beating the shit out of each other.
Pretty much.
All right, friends. Have a good time zone.